What's so important about Jerusalem? U.S. President Trump has announced that the U.S. will recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, a highly controversial move that may spark an uproar in the Middle East. Jews and Arabs have fought over the city for years, both claiming it as their capital. But what's the big deal with Jerusalem anyway? The city of Jerusalem is sacred to the world's three major religions: Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Jews flock to the Old City to worship at the Western Wall, which is the last remnant of an ancient Jewish temple. Islam's third holiest state, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and the Dome of the Rock are both in Jerusalem. It's also where the Prophet Muhammad is believed to have ascended into heaven. For Christians, the most sacred site is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, believed to be where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. The holy sites are governed by different bodies, with only the Western Wall directly controlled by the Israeli government. A Muslim religious organization is in charge of the Islamic sites, while different Christian groups manage the church. Keep watching to see what else is happening in Jerusalem.
The Dead Sea is drying up at an alarming rate. The Dead Sea is really living up to its name. With its water level dropping significantly every year, it appears the Dead Sea really is drying out, to the point of disappearing. The Dead Sea is positioned between Israel, Jordan, and the West Bank, at the lowest point on Earth. Over the years, the Dead Sea has already lost more than 1/3 of its surface area. The water level is currently dropping by over 1 meter every year. Its shoreline is expected to drop from 411 meters to 430 meters below sea level by 2020. Traditionally, the Jordan River is the Dead Sea's inflow source. However, 50 years ago, much of its water was diverted to cities, reducing the inflow level to the Dead Sea to just 5% of its original volume. The hot and dry climate of the region also makes it difficult for the Dead Sea to restore itself. As a result, the salinity of the lake has increased. The Dead Sea is also threatened by cosmetic companies that extract mineral water from the region to make beauty products. Hotels and attractions built along the shoreline also release untreated sewage into the Dead Sea. Even though the Dead Sea is not home to any wildlife itself, the region around it is known for supporting several endangered species, such as ibexes, leopards, and the indigenous Dead Sea sparrow. The Dead Sea is not alone. Other lakes, such as the Aral Sea in Central Asia, Lake Chad in Africa, and the Salton Sea in California, are also drying up.
Temple Mount, epicenter of Israeli-Palestinian conflicts. Access to Jerusalem's Temple Mount, a holy site for both Jews and Muslims, has long been a flashpoint in the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians. After the Six-Day War, Israelis embarked on a project to excavate the Western Wall tunnels. The opening of the northern exit, which leads to Jerusalem's Muslim quarter, enraged Palestinians and sparked a riot that led to 80 deaths. Also known as the Wailing Wall, the Western Wall is the holiest site in Judaism. Divided into two areas, one for men and one for women, the site attracts Jewish people from around the world. Non-Muslims can only gain access to the Temple Mount complex through the Mughrabi Bridge, a wooden structure that was meant to be used temporarily. The Dome of the Rock is a shrine that commemorates the foundation stone, which is sacred to Jews and Muslims. The former believe the stone marks the place where the world was created, while the latter say the Prophet Muhammad rose to heaven on a horse from this rock. 200 meters away from the Dome of the Rock, Al-Aqsa Mosque is the third holiest site in Islam. Right-wing Jews are pushing the Israeli government to grant access to the complex to Jews, who are currently only allowed to pray at the Western Wall.
The tomb of Christ is at risk of catastrophic collapse. The restoration project at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem has recently been completed, but scientists warn that the church may still suffer a catastrophic collapse. The year-long restoration of the edicle in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was completed on March 22nd. However, the restoration revealed that some portions of the shrine's foundation actually sit on the rubble from earlier buildings and unexplained tunnels and voids. Meanwhile, the foundation mortar of the structure has crumbled due to long-term exposure to moisture. To address the risk of collapse, scientists at the National Technical University of Athens are proposing a 10-month project that would cost €6 million. The project would involve removing the fractured foundation and installing a drainage system around the perimeter of the rotunda.